Welcome to the Her Voice Shines podcast, where we celebrate the power, brilliance, and resilience of women everywhere. I'm your host, Shanasia Washington. Join us as we share inspiring stories and insights from extraordinary women who have found their voice and are making a difference. Together, we'll create a ripple effect, illuminating the path to visibility and empowerment. Let's break barriers, shatter ceilings, and lift each other up. In each episode, we dive deep into the journeys of women who have turned their challenges into triumphs and their dreams into reality. Whether you're looking for motivation, guidance, or a community that understands your journey, you're in the right place. Stay tuned and remember, let your voice shine. Well, you already know what time it is. It is time for another amazing episode of the Her Voice Shines podcast. I'm your fabulous host, Shanasia Washington, just hanging out in the beautiful city of Houston, Texas. And as always, I tell people across my podcast, this is the favorite and most valued place for me to be in this space. I am so honored to have an amazing guest because on this one, I already told her before the show, I'm kind of going to be like the viewer, right? Because I'm always talking about energy and big energy and protecting my energy. And I really think this lady has some information that's really going to help people like me to focus on energy. But without further ado, I don't take a lot of time because it's a place for them to tell their stories. She's going to come on, tell us her name, where she's streaming from, and jump right into the story. And here she is.
Hello, welcome. I'm so excited being here with you in Her Voice Shines podcast. And yeah, I share a little bit my story. And from my background, I'm an electrical engineer. And I'm from Europe, living in Switzerland, but at the moment I'm in Austria. And so, what's a personal energy strategist? And Cornelia already mentioned a little bit, it's all about energy. And I know it's a very, very fluffy word, but I'm an electric energy engineer, and I really know what frequencies are and what energies are. But let me go a little bit back why I'm here. And the reason for it is I was always so impressed when I was a kid. When my mom plugged in a vacuum cleaner or she put in a mixer, and then all this magic all of a sudden happened. And I was always wondering, where is this power coming from? So when I was 4 years old, I kind of was playing in the backyard, and then I found a really long nail. And I thought, this is the moment now I really want to check out what's in this socket. So I sneaked into my room, and then I did something I would never ever recommend anybody doing. I put it right into the socket, and boom, was kind of flying back through the room. And unfortunately, the security system was much faster than anything else. But I kind of was so incredibly amazed by this power that's in there. So I thought, I really want to know how this power gets into the socket. And that's why I studied electrical engineering. And I can tell you now, I know how the current gets into the socket. But that's not what we are talking about here. But what I learned, maybe also in the US, the energy industry is kind of a male-dominated industry. And so I was kind of always forced to be, smarter, better, faster. I always had to prove myself with all my male professors and male colleagues. And so when once I was done with my studies, I thought, now I'm really gonna show the world what I know and what I can do. And so it kind of sneaked in a little bit of perfectionism. So I thought, I can do everything. I can be a perfect manager in the energy industry, can be a perfect mom, perfect spouse, perfect daughter. And then something really severe happened. I got really sick because I forgot a very important part in the equation, and it was myself and my own energy. So as an engineer, I know there's always more than one solution to a problem. So I was looking for other solutions, how to get out of my situation. And that's why when I discovered the quantum science, oh, quantum science, it's so academic and doesn't with real life. The secret is our real life are just energy, and it's like 7 millivolts in between the cell center and the membrane, and our brain is communicating with our organs and our fingers and our limbs with nerves with, and this is of a walking battery, and we have an electromagnetic in a nutshell. So I started experimenting with my energy, started kind of figuring out what gives me energy, how can I recharge my energy whenever I want, and actually in 3 minutes, or I can protect my energy, I can clean my energy. So, and people in my environment started noticing, how you've changed, you're kind of this sparkly, you have so much more energy, you look better. And so they ask, how are you doing this? And so that's why I started teaching others to do the same, to manage their personal energy. And there are so many similarities between electric energy and our personal energy. It's really amazing. So I know still many people thinking energy is woo-woo because we can't see it or we can't touch it. But what the secret is, we can all feel it. And if you start connecting with your energy and feel your energy, if it's low, if it's high, it's sparkling, your energy is not just energy, it changes. And then you can kind of start managing it. And that's why I'm here to share a little bit my insights with you about how you can manage your energy.
Cornelia, that was great. I think sometime in the recording, it may have gotten just a little bit choppy. So we'll probably come back and reiterate a little bit about what you said, and I'll make sure I repeat it because there were some great things there. However, I want to start here first because you talked about being in a male-dominated industry, which I can confirm that yes, in the States, energy is still very male-dominated. I can still confirm that. My last career had a touch point with energy, and it was very much male-dominated. So when you talked about that, you then transitioned to the space where you said, I started to feel sick. And there were some things that kind of came up. What were some of those signals? Because how did you know that there was a shift? Like, can you kind of talk about that process and when you started discovering that you had to do something to change?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like in a way, sick was in a way really, really sick. So I just, as you pointed out, I just felt that was actually my first thought is, oh no, it seems I thought I'm feeling a normal life. I had my family, had my job, and it was kind of okay. So I felt this is normal, and I was actually, I had a good job, and I really enjoyed it in a way. And then it was even if I was didn't have any ideas about personal energy management at that time, I just felt very strongly, this is a signal from my body that something is wrong, something I need to look into. And so I really kind of starting with myself, how do I feel about my life, and so I started reading many books, right, and I started doing research. That's when I discovered the quantum field and the quantum science. And then I discovered, in a way, in a nutshell, it just says that everything is just energy, which means every thought, every belief, whatever you're doing, in a way, every second you're trading a thought or whatever, again, you're trading your energy against something else. So for me, I realized my energy is the most valuable currency I'm having, because I know many people are still managing their time. But I learned, and on the hard side, what can you do with all the time you have if you feel miserable? And that's made me think about it and change. And I started, working on what I'm trading my energy for. Do I really want it? Does it give me energy? Does it give me joy? So that's how I in a way got started.
See, that's good because like I'm right now, I think in a stage of my life where I'm managing that energy. Because you said like, what am I trading the energy for? What am I getting out of it? So I find myself having those personal dialogues often about what I'm giving my energy to, because there's always so many competing priorities. And I am trying to figure out the one that best suits my situation and the one that's getting me closer to the life I want to live. So it's good that you actually highlighted that. So basically, you are introducing the personal energy management system as well as energetic leadership, because this is something that I, left 13 years in financial services in 2021. And this type of like management style was not introduced in my career, right? And I think that now we're getting to more places where leadership and teachings can be basically more diverse, right? I think this is a very diverse skill set to teach people because it really is powerful. Like energy is everything. I want you to tell me that if a client was looking for you, right? I want you to maybe give him or her some signs as to number one, why they would need your services, and what would that transformation look like once they started working with you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a very good question. Thank you so much. Of course, there are different clients coming to me. Some kind of really have health issues, and on the other side, I'm now more focusing, as you already mentioned, energetic leadership, and even more on grow. I have a lot of especially female entrepreneurs, because who in this kind of busy time, with all this obligation, this hasn't changed, with for their jobs and businesses, careers, and for their families, spouses, aging parents, community. Women definitely need a lot of energy because they have so many obligations. And I know so many women that really want to make a difference in the world. They want to make the world a better place, and that needs a lot of energy as well. So I see now a lot of clients are coming to me. They want to grow their business or their career, and they kind of, it's not developing the way they want it to develop, or they kind of stuck. And this is mainly what I've experienced, is that many people don't make the link, because your business can only grow to that amount of your personal development. If you as a person have limiting beliefs, I don't know, about money, about success, or whatever, or you have stored emotions, or whatever it is, your business can't grow beyond. So if you're stuck with the grow with the thriving your business, most of the time you need to work on your personal energy, and then also your business grows. And so lately I'm also running a 4 months mastermind, where people coming, or participants, they're coming with a goal they want to reach within 6 months. And we are working then during these 4 months, because if you really want to have a bigger goal, it takes some time. You just can't do it like this. Transformation takes some time. And I'm guiding you through this process, that you work on all levels of energy blockades. And energy can be like physical energy, you have your energetic energy, you have the emotional energy, mental energy, and on top, even spiritual energy. And for many people, of course, physical energy is mostly mental, because if you don't feel well, then it's difficult to work on the other levels. So it's very important. But, and this is mainly mostly underestimated, the most essential one, in a way, is the spiritual energy. What do I mean with that? This is, in a way, if you know your purpose, if you're living your mission, because then you're kind of an internal power plant, because you're doing what you really love, what you enjoy. You're generating all this amazing energy, right? And then you're thriving. And this is sometimes underestimated.
Okay, see, it's that internal power bank. I tell people all the time, it's that internal power bank that makes the difference. And that's why I say, look, I have to make sure that what I want to put into the world is basically coming from the inside and flowing out. Because it took me a long time to clean up all that, like you said, limiting beliefs, and they say stinking thinking. All of that is definitely or factors that play into our energy bed. So, Cornelia, are you still working as an engineer, or are you doing this full time now?
No, actually, I'm still following this holistic approach. So I'm still working in the energy industry, and on the other side, I have my own business, and I have so much energy that I can run both right now.
Because I knew it. I knew you were going to say that, because I asked that question intentionally so I can segue into this. I want you to kind of talk about what type of energy you've been having to tap to, or what type of energy do you need to be able to maintain both of this, or just say, you know what, Cornelia just going head on, and I'm only going to teach the energy space. So kind of talk to me where you are in that process, and like what's next. What is the shift? Does Cornelia want to just do this, full time? Because it's a great thing to teach. I'm just saying, but I'm gonna let you speak on it from the place that you're currently.
Yeah, as you already said, for me, it's still both worlds in a way fit together. It's not either or for me, because I don't know if you've heard about it, but 2 years ago we had this energy crisis in Europe because of the war in Ukraine. Then we didn't get any gas, or not as much gas as we needed from Russia. And it was the first time that people kind of noticed, oh, electric energy is limited, and we have to think about it. And most people, the first time in their life, they noticed, oh, without electric energy, our social life is just dead. You just can't go shopping, you can't get gas, or you can't go to an ATM. Nothing works. And I think there was a shift in mindset over here in Europe. And for me, it's so in parallel, because if you look at so many people, working so hard, that it's burnout. So many people are burning out because they're putting everything into their job or into their business, and they are not recharging it. And it's so similar, because if you don't have any energy left, right, then it's very difficult to continue. It's same with the energy industry. So, and I love, talking to people about these similarities, because it makes energy more tangible. Because for some reason, everybody believes that there is electric energy, even if you can't see it or touch it. But many people have a problem with their personal energy. And if I show, more and more similarities, people understand more why it's so important to work on it. And as you said, there are two streams in a way you can work on your energy. There's one thing, this is kind of, I call it kind of the starter kit. This is that to make sure that you really have enough energy to get through your day, and do all the things you want to do. And this is these are 4 steps. It's about being aware of your energy, and then you clean your energy. I can come back to this later on. You recharge your energy, and you protect your energy. So this is kind of, you're working in that moment through a day-on-day basis. But if you really want to transform and change, as you mentioned before, then you need to, look a step, or go a step deeper, or look behind the scenes. Because if you want to transform, then you need to shift your energy. And this you can only do when you let go stored emotions or beliefs. Because if you think about it, that everything is a frequency. So shame or guilt or fear, and we all have that for some reason stored in our system, are very low vibrating frequencies. And many people this is kind of their normal frequency. vibrating on. And of course, you can raise that, right? When you do a meditation or you do something you really enjoy, then you can raise your frequency. But after a certain time, and that's why everybody, is also people are also recommending walking meditation. You fall back to your basic frequency. So in the long term, the sustainable part is that you raise the frequency you're vibrating on, you increase that. And you can only increase that if you remove stuff that is holding your frequency down. And then it raises in a way automatically. So these are the kind of the two streams. So you can always do something in the short term. And on the long term, the more the long term and sustainable ways, then you really kind of need to look into the details.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So in that segment, what stood out for me was that there were kind of two different things. I mean, you talk about this kind of period where you are basically becoming aware of your energy, but then there's other steps you have to take to transform it. And that's what I want people to get the most out of that piece is because, I mean, yeah, you can be aware of it, but what are you going to do to actually transform it? And that takes work. So that's why I know that as you speak about doing these particular tasks, I know that the work and the space there is needed because if people can shift their energy, it can literally, I mean, I'm serious. It can literally move mountains. I've had so many energy shifts from transitioning from my corporate career to now in the space that I am, and I can actually feel those shifts. So I was telling Cornelia, like, I'm an energy girl. So when I seen this, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a really, this is a really good thing and a really good thing to talk about. I want to make sure, though, that you talk about your legacy and vision with this. I know that you are still in two spaces. You're still in your career, in engineering and energy space, and you're also too doing this. So when you think about just legacy and vision, like holistically over, both streams, what is that for Cornelia? Like, what do you want to ensure that you leave in the earth?
Yes, thank you for asking. My big vision, of course, is I'm quite sure most of your listeners have tried mindset work. I've tried myself. And what I noticed is it's, first of all, it takes so long. You have to, have a belief. You have to override it with a positive belief for at least 30 days. You have all these post-its all over the place. And then you forget about it and you fall back. It's so hard, right? So, and as an engineer, I'm always kind of I need to have an optimal, quick, and simple solution. And that's what I figured out. If I don't want to override it. I want to look behind the scenes and find out why this limiting belief is in my life or in the life of my clients in the first place and heal that. And what does this mean? This means that, like, all connected limiting beliefs, emotions, everything that is connected with can be, get out. You can get it out of your system within, I don't know, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. It's so fast, it's sustainable, and it really shifts your energy. So for me, it's kind of a solution the world needs, and especially women, because they need more energy. So my vision in a way is to make personal energy management as popular as possible and to show women how easy they can apply it into your life and into your system. And it makes life so much easier. And why is that? Because the main reason for it is when you're having not much energy, and I have been there, right? You're in a survival mode, which means you just see your long to-do lists and you see what you have to do, all the to-dos you have to do. You just get through your day, and then the evening you're completely exhausted and just fall into your bed. And the next morning you get up even more tired than the night before. But if you have more energy, you are a high energy person. What does this mean? Because you have so much energy, you see solutions, you see opportunities. And why is that? Because you also have the energy to execute them. So you can do them. And this gives you kind of make you perceive life so much easier. simpler and so much joy. And that's what all people they're working with me saying. They feel it's lighter. And because you're also removing stuff from your energy system. So my big vision is to really kind of start off this energy on community where women are supporting each other, because what I've noticed also in my masterminds, when there are women together in one circle, yeah, there's such a high energy and all this transformation and healing, and also increasing your energy and your frequency is so much easier if you have like-minded women in one energy circle. It's very, very powerful. And so this is my vision. And my another vision is also that I want to write a second book.
See, here's the energy wave too. I'm about to start working on my second book too. So I hope that I hope that I can keep the energy from idea to execution, because that is a wave. Like, you can have all the ideas in the world, but if you don't tap into the energy to execute, then it's just gonna be sitting there as an idea. So I'm trying to stay on the path now, Cornelia, to make things happen. So so you
Oh,
send me.
please join our energy circle. That's what I'm doing as well. I keep you accountable, right? And this is also so powerful that you can't chicken out.
That is so good. I want to make sure that you don't leave here without giving our listeners some resources. I know you have some free gifts that you give out and relates as it relates to this. Also, too, let us know where we can find you, your email. We need to just know how we can stay connected and get more information about your movement.
Okay, thank you so much. So how can you reach me? Of course, my web page, my homepage, it's corneliakawann.com. So it's one word. And on all social media, I have the name Cornelia underscore energy underscore on. So there you can all find me all over the place on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, also on Facebook. And yeah, my free resource, you can download it from my homepage. And it's really kind of getting started with your personal energy management. And I'm working on this, shows you to work on a topic that's really kind of everybody has it in her or his life, and this is stress management. And it's a completely new way on how you can look into your stress management. It's called energetic stress management, the new way to manage stress. And then the way shows you a very powerful exercise, how you can communicate with your body and reduce stress, ideally within 3 to 5 minutes. Because when you're really stressed, most of the time you don't have the time to do a half-hour meditation or do many things. So all my exercises, also in my book, Change Your Energy, Change Your Life, which was an international bestseller, they are all only 3 minutes exercises. Because I know you're busy, I'm busy, and Kendra is busy as well. So I want to give you exercises you can use in that moment. I went very often when I was at work, and I had a difficult meeting before me, or I came out of an exhausting meeting. So I always sneaked into the restroom and then did my exercise. And I'm quite sure my colleagues were always wondering, what is she doing in the restroom? She goes in and then she comes out all sparkling, full of energy again after 3 minutes. So if they read the book, they know. And this is also a gift. Yeah, you get this free download there. And yeah, if you really, really want to shift and change something in your life, then you can also come and join my mastermind, which starts in September. It's very powerful. So you come with one goal you want to reach in 6 months, and we work on it for 4 months every week. And together with like-minded women, it's very, very powerful. And just one story that happened to a participant last year. So just to make sure it's not always, most of the time it's easy and fun, but there are sometimes it's not, because she came with the goal she wanted to be a speaker. And so when we started working on it, after I think 6 weeks, then she lost one of her mandates. That was a paid one. And so she was really kind of worried about money inflow and losing this mandate. And then when we looked deeper, she figured out, yeah, but honestly, I was not never ever really happy with that mandate. And it was so funny. Once she let it go, and then we held the space for her. Um, like all these wonderful opportunities, new opportunities appeared all of a sudden because she let go all this old stuff that wasn't right for her. And then she got invited to paid speaking gigs all over the place. And now she kind of really has this career. And so sometimes it might look difficult or hard because you have to let go of something, but it just frees the space for something new to come so much better for you. You just need to, go through it. And that's where we're holding the space for you.
See, that's amazing. And it was something that I perked up and you said that you had like your space was like the bathroom or restroom. You go in the restroom and come out. When I was in my career, it was my car. I would go all, and I had a nice walk. I had a nice walk from my building all the way to the garage, and I would go there and recharge. Sometimes I would like literally go to sleep for like 15 minutes. But that space for me was very important because I would come back refreshed. I could probably get back and just start working the work queue. But it is important to have those spaces to kind of say, this is like my little energy chamber, and I'm coming back to attack this later. I just want to say, Cornelia, I've enjoyed you. Like I knew I would, because I knew that this would really pique my interest as someone who is leaned into this kind of knowledge. So I want to, of course, thank you so much for coming to hang out with our guests and really introduce us, because I know that many of them, this will be new for them. So thank you for sharing this with my audience. You have been absolutely amazing. I encourage you to stay on this journey. It does mean something. I want to give you a second to give your final thoughts for this episode, and then we'll cue to close it out.
Okay, thank you so much. So my final saying is, take care of your personal energy, start managing it, because it's really, as I said before, is your most precious currency. And use it wisely. And if you connect with it, it's going to show you your way. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you guys heard it first here. Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Her Voice Shines podcast. We thank you so much. We love you. We love you. We love you. And I always tell you, let your voice shine because someone needs to hear it. Bye.
Bye.